Okay, good afternoon, all. Mm, First, we see uh, some of the points from last lecture, which is, kind of revision, right? So we started with, right, polymorphism. This is our fourth unit from syllabus. So in that, what actually polymorphism is, we have gone through. It is related to hierarchy and inheritance. Call to member function is always resolved at, depending on situations, whether it is on whether you are going to call it on reference or on object, right? So polymorphism is, many forms of behavior, right? So there are two types of polymorphisms available: compile time, runtime. In that method, overloading and operator overloading is compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism means call gets resolved at compile time, whereas runtime polymorphism means call to the function gets resolved at runtime, right? So uh, those are two different type of polymorphisms present over there, right? Mm. Compile time polymorphism is also called as static polymorphism or early binding, right? And in runtime polymorphism, it is called a dynamic polymorphism or late binding. So this is about, compile time polymorphism. Then runtime polymorphism, what actually runtime polymorphism is and all is given, which is uh, actually a dynamic polymorphism, and call gets resolved at runtime. So how we can achieve this runtime polymorphism? Obviously by function overriding. There are two types. One is virtual functions and function overriding. But you need to understand that there is only one thing by which we can achieve runtime polymorphism, and that is function overriding, right? So basically we require what all virtual functions are there, and for what actually virtual function is in a class. So we gone through those terminologies before function overriding. So virtual function is uh, the function which actually comes with virtual keyword, right? Virtual function is declared in base class with virtual keyword. You need to redefine that in derived class. Such type of functions are called virtual functions, right? So its call is depend on, again, type of object that will the example for the same we have gone through in last lecture, right? So need to declare that function virtual. So if you have one virtual function, or you can say a pure virtual function inside class, then that class is treated to be as polymorphic class or called as polymorphic class. Then virtual table is there, that is V table is there, how it is maintained, how it maintains a record, what object hold for this to point out, and that thing is virtual pointer. So all those things are already explained to you with example last time, right? There is one another terminology called pure virtual function and abstract class. So the function which is a virtual function, if that function is equated to 0, it is called a pure virtual function. If your class contain at least a pure virtual function or one pure virtual function, then that class is abstract class. And if your class contains all the functions which are pure virtual, then that class is called pure abstract class, and that pure abstract class is referred as interface as well, right? So those are all things we are gone through. This one is also example of pure virtual function and abstract class. So this is about revision from last lecture. Now we'll see today's content. I'm audible, no? Put S in chat box if am I audible, please. Okay, okay. So okay, thank you. Today's contents are much important in case of virtual and all. So we are actually looking for function overriding and function overloading, right? Function overriding is runtime polymorphism, whereas function overloading is compile time polymorphism. So first we start with function overriding. So what actually function overriding is? It is a process of reimplementation of member function of base class inside derived class with same signature, right? So that process is simply called function overriding. What is actually the meaning for the statement is you have the same function which is there inside base class as well as inside derived class. So if you write that function which is there inside base as well as inside derived class with same signature, that is simply called a function overriding. Then when the base class and derived class are member functions with exactly the same name, same return type and same argument list, then again it is said to be as function overriding, right? So this is simply a function overriding terminology, or you can say a definition. Now, what all requirements for overriding a function we need to check? So, what should be there? First and foremost thing is inheritance should be there. If you have inheritance, then only you are trying for overriding. That means base class and derived class relation should be there. Function overriding cannot be done within a class, right? So, we require a derived class and base class relation. And even the function which is there should be present in base and derived. So both class should have same function. That then it is stated to be as overriding function. Then function that is redefined must exactly same declaration in both base and derived. That now keep in mind that I'm talking about declaration and not definition. What declaration means? Declaration means the syntax of function with its return type and parameter list, whereas definition is enclosing, the definition for function is enclosing part of curly braces. So whatever you write inside those curly braces is treated to be as definition for that function. So function may be different in different classes. Either you treat as base or you check it and derived. The definition possibly, or it is for different definition only, right? But declaration should be same. What that declaration is, the name of function should be same, the return type of function should be same, and parameter list of that function should be same. Now, one more important stuff here is there are certain documents available. In some documents, it is given that function in base class must be virtual. Now, the things are different in different documentation. So, I'll give you idea for both those documentations, but you keep this, this statement, right, which I am going to highlight here as functions in base class must be virtual. That you treat as for you treat this statement for your study as well. Just check out the documentation for the same statement, right? Because some documentation gives this, some in some documentation there is no such point included, right? But keep in mind that it should be virtual, right? So you need to check this as well, right? Just hold on. Okay, those are limitations, right? So we'll see the example for same, right? Are you with me? No, just put S in. Okay. So what definition I have two classes, right? One is, one is base and another is derived. Now, what should be there? Inheritance relation should be there. So, derived is publicly derived from base, right? So, inheritance should be required. Then function overriding, what should be there? Relation should be there, derived and base, and a function should be there with exactly the same syntax, right? So what I'm going to write is, I'm going to write a function with same signature, right? So this is our function which should be there inside both the classes. Either it should be either it is base or it is derived. So this is a declaration. You may say that this is declaration. So no parameters are there that I'm going to pass from that function. Return type should be same and name should be same, right? So this those things are common in both the classes, right? Now definition could be different, right? So what I'm going to write here is, I'm just going to write a printf statement, right? I am in base class, and one more statement, right? So I'm in base class. The same should be applied for this. Just wait for some time. Just wait for some time. Am I audible, no? Am I audible? Okay, okay, okay. There is slight delay in my laptop, so bear with that. Okay, so definition is, I'm in base class, I'm in derived class. The function should be same with declarations. Definitions could be different, right? So in main function, first I'm going to create a class called base, and I'm going to create an object for that base class. So base class object is there, then I'm going to call function from that, right? So I am in base class, right? So it is actually called a function from base class, and this is called function overriding, wherein both the functions from base and derived are same, right? So this is about base. Now I'm going to I'm going to create derived object. Okay. So what is there in output? What is there in output? I am in derived class, right? I am in derived class. Are you with me? No? Are you with me? Okay. So it calls, this function which is from derived class. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hide definition, right, which is there in derived class, right? If I'm going to hide this definition, what actually it gives you as output? Yes, I am in base class, right? So even though you hide this definition by using this, derived object, you also call the part which is there inside your base, which is same function present in base class. So you also call this. Now one more definition, one more way to hide this is, this is treated to be as function overriding. Now, one more way which is mentioned inside your presentation is function from base class must be virtual. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write virtual function. Again, the object dependency on the basis of object, no, you also call those functions. So here I'm going to create a base object, then object for derived. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to assign address for base pointer. Which address I'm going to pass? Object of derived class, right? For that reason, it requires a pointer. Now, on for this reference, or you can say for the base class pointer, using this base class pointer, see, using this base class pointer, what actually is there an output? I am in derived class, right? If you are not going to write this, virtual, just check the output. Just check the output. Yes, 0. What is there as output? I am in base class. But one more way for this is, so overriding is simply hiding the things. Even though you are calling this display function on B and B is base object, it will call function from derived, right? It is called function from derived class, right? So you actually going to hide this definition, or you are hiding this definition and calling this one, right? So what should be there, or what you achieve by using this, no? If you, I'm actually um, explaining this in last lecture about, logically incomplete function. So if you treat this function is logically incomplete, then you are writing virtual there. So in that way, you want this function should be displayed even you are calling on this object, right? So in that way, you are calling this display function, which is from derived class, by using base reference, right? This is, a simply function overriding. So there are so many ways to call a function, but basically what is function overriding is inheritance relation should be there in two classes. Function which is there should be with same declaration. Same declaration means return type should be same, name of function should be same, and parameter list should be same, right? So those are things which are involved in this overriding, right? So this is about, function overriding, right? This is about, function overriding. ओके. इथपर्यंत लक्षात आलं का सगळ्यांच्या? इथपर्यंत लक्षात आलं सगळ्यांच्या? काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे का? इथपर्यंत लक्षात आलं का सगळ्यांच्या मी जे काही सांगितलं? यस नो काहीतरी म्हणा रे. ओके, कुणाला काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे का आत्ताच्या याच्यात? ओके, कुणाला काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे का? ओके, नो इश्यूज. आपण नेक्स्ट पॉइंट घेऊयात. सो we'll see next. Oh, sorry. Next is function overloading, right? So what actually function overloading is? Function overloading is, you are going to give a different meaning to function, right? So different meaning in what form? You need to pass a different parameters. You need to pass different number of parameters. In that way, you can achieve this function overloading, right? So function overloading is a feature in C++ where two or more functions can have same name but differ in parameters, right? So when a function name is overloaded with different job, it is called function overloading. So in case of function overloading, function name should be same and argument should be different, right? So argument should be different. And just keep in mind that the example for this, name of function is same, but the parameters, whether it's type or you can say whether it's count, right? If you are having two parameters here, you can approach for three parameters and next, right? With same name, that is treated as function overloading. Or you can have a different data types as well for parameter, right? If you have same number of what we say parameters, right? So in above example, integer and float and integer list is there inside parameter. So they are different parameter data types, right? So you can call this as function overloading. Now C++ allows you to specify more than one function for a function name or an operator in same scope, right? So we have two types of compile time polymorphism. One is function and another function overloading, and another one is operator overloading. We'll see operator overloading in further lectures, but for today we are going to see function overloading, right? So in function overloading, the you should write those functions in same scope, right? Same scope means either in same logical namespace or either in same class, right? My example here is in same logical space. You can treat those functionalities, you can use those functionalities using class as well, right? You can write those both the functions with same signature with different parameters in same class, right? So in overload declaration, declaration that is declared with the same name as previously declared declaration in same scope, except both declarations have different argument and obviously different implementations, right? So name should be same. You can differ in either number of parameters or type of data type of parameters, right? So with those, obviously if you have different parameters, implementation should be different for those functions. So we'll see example for overloading. Okay, so I'll use same logical namespace. So I'm going to write the function and then, right. So name should be there. I'm going to explain this return type few minutes later. Time being, just check out no with name, right? So name should be same, but difference should be there in parameters, right? So int a and int b is there, and for next, okay. So if return type is integer, that means it is going to return something, and that value is integer. So what it is going to return is result, right? So what result? That is addition. So addition of two numbers, a plus b, right? And it is going to return that result, right? Again, same for this as well. int result is going to return, right? What should be there in result is sum of a plus b plus c, right? So those are two functions. Now I'm going to call those functions here. Okay, call those functions, that is sum of 10 and 20, right? And again, sum of 5, 5, okay, 5, 4, and 3, right? So just need to have and same cout statement for okay, it's working. So what should be result? 10 and 20 is 30, and then 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. Okay, right? So result is given here, right? So in function overloading, function should be different this way, right? By either number of, so this is the example of number of parameters. For function 1, it is 2 parameter, and for function next sum, it is 3 parameters. So depending on those, actually it will call with, even though the function is same with function is with same name, it will call depending on parameters, right? What parameters are there, right? Even you, I think we gone through this function overloading while learning about default parameter. So default parameter implicitly is function overloading itself, right? So we gone through this terminology earlier, but we don't know. So while having default parameters, no, we are passing about default parameter for same functionality, we are having this function overloading, right? Till this, I think you are clear with those things, right? Just give me yes or no. If you have problem, just put it in chat box. Are you with me? No? आहेत का तुम्ही माझ्या बरोबर? ओके. हे समजलं का फंक्शन ओव्हरलोडिंग? फंक्शन ओव्हरलोडिंग समजलं का? ओके. सो फंक्शन ओव्हरलोडिंग म्हणजे फंक्शनचं नाव सेम असतं, फक्त त्याच्यात पॅरामीटरचे दोन वे, एकतर त्याचे नंबर्स, राईट? इथं 2 पॅरामीटर पास केले, तिथं 3 पॅरामीटर. आता हे कशावर ऍक्च्युली बेस असतं हे माहित आहे का? जरी इथं या कंपायलरला कसं कळत असेल की जर फंक्शन हे आहे तर कुठलं कॉल करायचं, पॅरामीटर वगैरे एवढं सगळं इन डिटेल चेक करत बसतं का? कंपायलरला कसं कळत असेल? काही विचार? काही तुमच्या थॉट प्रोसेस मधनं काही येतं का? कसं कळत असेल? दिस इज नो काइंड ऑफ इंटरव्ह्यू क्वेश्चन, राईट? हे कसं कळतं त्याला हे की सेम नेम आहेत त्याचे, तरी ते कुठलं कॉल करायचं कुठल्या वेळेस हे कसं कळतं? का इतकं इन डिटेल बघतं ते की त्याचे पॅरामीटर्स कुठले आहेत, काय कुठले आहेत? एवढं कंपायलरला वेळ लागतो का? किती कंपायलेशन प्रोसेस फास्ट झाले बघितलं का? विदिन 3 within 4 सेकंड, राईट? रादर 3.02 सेकंड, राईट? इतक्या कमी प्रोसेसमध्ये कळतं का त्याला हे काय काय करायचंय? कसं कळत असेल? काही आयडिया कुणाला? आयडिया आहे, नसेल तर नो म्हणून तरी सांगा रे. आयडिया असेल तर हो, नसेल हा तेच म्हणतोय मी की हे इतकं सगळं चेक करतं का? इतकं सगळं चेक करतं का ते की त्याला वेळ असतो का प्रत्येक वेळी तितके व्हेरिएबल्स बघायचं? ओके. ओके. तितके व्हेरिएबल्स बघायचं. ओके. तुम्हाला कंपायलेशन प्रोसेस माहिती असेलच ऑलरेडी, सी ला वगैरे झाली असेल कंपायलेशन प्रोसेस, राईट? इंटरमेडिएट कंपायलेशन नंतर कुठली फाईल तयार होते किंवा कुठलं मॉडेल तयार होतं? कुठलं मॉडेल तयार होतं कंपायलेशन नंतर? किंवा कुठली फाईल तयार होते? कदाचित फाईल सांगितली असेल तुम्हाला. कुठली फाईल तयार होते? कंपायलेशन नंतर डायरेक्ट EXE तयार होते? EXE तयार होते डायरेक्ट? ऑब्जेक्ट फाईल वगैरे असं काही सांगितलं होतं का? किंवा ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडेल? येस, एक्झॅक्टली. यू आर करेक्ट विवेक. सो ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडेल जे तयार होतं ना या केसमध्ये, सो ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडेल कंपाईल केल्यानंतर ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडेल तयार होतं. त्या ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडेलमध्ये कंपायलर काय करतो की आता याचं नाव सेमच आहे ना, जर नाव इफ द नेम इज सेम फॉर द फंक्शन, then how to identify? Why I need to check all the times those parameters and all? So it will assign mangled name, it will assign mangled name फॉर दोज फंक्शन्स, राईट? रादर त्याच्या मँगल्ड नेम म्हणजे काय, तर कंपायलर काय करतो की त्याच्या हिशोबाने त्याला नावं देतो. मग आता काय नाव असेल, त्या फंक्शनला त्यांनी नाव दिलं, मे बी इथं तो म्हणेल की कंपायलर म्हणलं ऑब्जेक्ट फाईल झाल्यानंतर हा सम आहे आणि याचं नाव काय ठेवलं मी, स्टार INT. आता याचे दोन आहेत ना, स्टार INT कॉमा स्टार INT असं काहीतरी नाव. आता हे मी असंच जनरली सांगतोय, हे याचं नाव झालं. आणि याच्यासाठी काय नाव ठेवेल तो, परत तेच 3 पॅरामीटर आहेत ना, तर त्या केसमध्ये ओके. अजून कोणी काहीतरी आन्सर केलं? नाही नाही नाही, इतकं मोठं काही नाही करत तो, एवढ्याला त्याला वेळच नसतो. कंपायलर असं प्रत्येक फंक्शन साठी करायचं म्हटलं तर पण कंपायलरचं डोकं फिरेल. ओके. INT, राईट. सो असे काहीतरी वेगळी नावं देतो त्याला ऑब्जेक्ट फाईल क्रिएट केल्यानंतर, राईट. आता ही नावं म्हणजे काय, सिम्पली दोज आर मँगल्ड नेम्स, राईट. दोज आर मँगल्ड नेम्स ती असाइन करतो तो आणि तिथं ठेवून देतो की काय करायचं आहे. मग या फंक्शनचं हे त्याचं मँगल्ड नाव असेल आणि या फंक्शनचं हे मँगल्ड नाव त्याच्यासाठी असाइन केलं असेल. अँड नेक्स्ट टाइम ज्यावेळेस ते कॉल करेल, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन दोज मँगल्ड नेम, राईट. आणि रादर नेम मँगलिंग असतं हे, ही प्रोसेस ज्याच्यात तो वेगवेगळे नावं ऑब्जेक्ट फाईलच्या रादर ऑब्जेक्ट फाईल ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडेलमध्ये देतो आणि त्या केसमध्ये ती कॉल केली जातात, राईट. सो बाय युझिंग नेम मँगलिंग इट विल डिफर इन दोज फंक्शन्स, राईट. हे झालं ऑब्विसली ओव्हरलोडिंग कसं करत असेल कंपायलर, राईट. सो बाय युझिंग नेम मँगलिंग इट विल अचीव्ह ओव्हरलोडिंग. प्रत्येक वेळी तो त्याचे टाईप्स वगैरे काही बघत बसत नाही, राईट. त्याच्यासाठी तो एक वेगळं नाव डिसाईड करतो, जे नाव ठेवून देतो. आता तुम्ही नेम मँगलिंग हा शब्द तुमच्यापर्यंत पोहोचलाय, सो तुम्ही त्याचे डॉक्युमेंट्स चेक करू शकता, राईट. सो दिस इज अबाउट ओव्हरलोडिंग. नाव फ्यू प्रॉब्लेम्स फ्रॉम ओव्हरलोडिंग, राईट. आता या केसमध्ये मी काय म्हटलं की त्याचे सेम असतील असं मी म्हटलं ना या केसमध्ये. आता हे एक्झाम्पल चेक करूया आणि रिटर्न टाईप. आता काहीतरी चेंज पाहिजे ना, मग मी रिटर्न टाईप केला, राईट. रिटर्न टाईप चेक केला. ओके, कळलं का काय म्हणते ते. सो रिटर्न टाईप इज कन्सिडर्ड हिअर. ते काय म्हणते, ॲम्बिग्युअस आहे किंवा न्यू डिक्लेरेशन आहे, म्हणजे त्याची ट्रीटमेंट ते वेगळं देतं. सो यू कॅनॉट हॅव ओव्हरलोडिंग युझिंग दिस. तुम्ही असं ओव्हरलोडिंग करू शकत नाही की त्याचा रिटर्न टाईप वेगळा ठेवला, राईट. रिटर्न टाईप शुड बी सेम फॉर बोथ, राईट. आता या केसमध्ये मी काय म्हणेन, मी समजा नंबर्स वेगळे घेतले, राईट. सॉरी, डेटा टाइप्स. इवन दो 2 पॅरामीटर्स या फंक्शनला आहेत, 2 पॅरामीटर्स या फंक्शनला आहेत. सो या केसमध्ये मी वेगळं काय केलं तर डेटा टाइप चेंज केले. येस, इट इज ट्रीटेड ॲज करेक्ट, राईट. त्यानं ट्रीटमेंट त्याला करेक्ट असेच दिले, त्यानं एरर थ्रो केला नाही. इवन दो यू पास हिअर इट फ्रॉम integer, right. With this function call you actually pass integer value to this, even that time as well it will treated as float, right. ते त्यांना float consider करून treatment दिली, right. So by using either number of parameter or by using number of data types, you can have this overloading functionality, right. सो हे झालं ते. आणि ही सेम डेफिनेशन म्हणजे काय, तर दोन्हीला सेम घेता येतं का, म्हणजे इथं फ्लोट नाही घेतलं तर सेम आहे असाच सिंटॅक्स ठेवला तर ते काय देतं, तरी तो कंपाईल टाइम एरर आहे. कीप इन माइंड दॅट, राईट. तरी तो कंपाईल टाइम एरर आहे, राईट. कंपाईल टाइम एरर म्हणजे काय, ते रिडेफिनेशन कन्सिडर करतं, राईट. सो तुम्हाला काय पाहिजे इम्पॉर्टंट, तुम्हाला प्रश्न विचारला जाईल की हा काय आहे. सो इट इज कंपाईल टाइम एरर इफ बोथ दी सिंटॅक्स आर सेम. इवन तुम्हाला असंही विचारलं जाईल की इज इट अ फंक्शन ओव्हरलोडिंग. फंक्शन ओव्हरलोडिंग आहे का, नो. अगेन इट इज अ कंपाईल टाइम एरर. का कंपाईल टाइम एरर, तर ते रिडिक्लेरेशन म्हणतं. तुम्ही रिटर्न टाईप कन्सिडर नाही करत इन केस ऑफ ओव्हरलोडिंग, राईट. दॅट शुड बी सेम जो काही आहे तो. अदरवाइज इट इज ट्रीटेड ॲज redeclaration, right. So this is about this is about some points which are there as function overloading की error कुठल्या आहेत काय हे सुद्धा. Now some common differences in function overloading and function overriding, right. So function overloading is compile time polymorphism and function overriding is runtime polymorphism, right. Signature must be same in must be different in function overloading, either in the way you have parameters. With number of parameters you can change for both the functions, or you can change data type of parameters, right. And signature must be same in case of function overriding. Return type is not considered an overloading. Return type is not same. Right? तुम्ही कन्सिडर करू शकता त्या केसमध्ये कुठलाही. Then function must be inside same scope. For function overloading, either in class or in logical namespace, it should be same in case of function overloading. आणि फंक्शन ओव्हररायडिंग मध्ये काय तर इनहेरिटन्स रिलेशनशिप असावी लागते. यू शुड हॅव बेस क्लास अँड डिराइव्ड क्लास रिलेशन must be present, then and then only you have function overriding. Then function overloading mechanism is based on mangled name. As I said earlier, what is mangled name? And function overriding is should be there as virtual keyword should be there in base class, right? So हे थोडंसं प्रॉब्लेमॅटिक आहे जे मी म्हणतोय. असं काही डॉक्युमेंटेशन मध्ये तुम्हाला नाही सापडणार. इवन तुम्ही ट्रीटमेंट द्या. माझं आता याच्यात प्रॉब्लेम काय होता फंक्शन ओव्हररायडिंगच्या केसमध्ये ना, मी तुम्हाला दाखवलं की इवन दो हे फंक्शन मी डिलीट केलं होतं. कशातलं रादर डिलीट केलं इन द सेन्स व्हॉट कमेंट आउट केलं होतं, तरी त्यांनी हे कॉल केलं होतं ना बेसचं. पण या केसमध्ये मग ते ओव्हररायडिंग नाही होत मला असं वाटतंय. का असं वाटतंय? कारण इट शुड बी देअर इन बेस ॲज वेल ॲज डिराइव्ड. सर ते दोन्हीमध्ये असेल तरच फंक्शन ओव्हररायडिंग म्हणतो. आणि या केसमध्ये जर ते इनकम्प्लीट असेल तर त्यांनी याच्या रेफरन्सने सुद्धा हे कॉल करायला पाहिजे. सो लॉजिकली मला कुठलं बरोबर वाटतंय तर जे व्हर्च्युअल वालं होतं ते, पण त्याच्यासाठी सपोर्टिव्ह डॉक्युमेंट ॲज आय सेड नो सपोर्टिव्ह डॉक्युमेंट्स जास्त नाही मिळाले मला. सो ते तुम्हीही चेक करू शकता की व्हर्च्युअलच्या केसमध्ये इवन तुम्ही जावाला जाल त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला हे लक्षात येईलच प्रोबॅबली. पण इथं हे डोक्यात ठेवा की व्हर्च्युअल ओव्हररायडिंग काही लोक म्हणतील की हे ओव्हररायडिंग असंही असू शकतं. ऑब्व्हियसली मी तुम्हाला दोन्ही केस सांगितल्या. दिस इज ऑल्सो ट्रीटेड टू बी एज ओव्हररायडिंग. पण त्या केसमध्ये डेफिनेशन हाईड करतं म्हणजे काय तर व्हर्च्युअल केसमध्येच ही डेफिनेशन हाईड करतं आणि ही शो करतं. राईट. ज्यावेळेस मी तुम्हाला हा पॉईंट दाखवला, यांनी ज्यावेळेस आपण कॉल केला ना, हे फंक्शन कॉल केलं ना, त्यावेळेस त्यांनी ही डेफिनेशन हाईड केली आणि ही शो केली. सो या केसमध्ये असं ओव्हररायडिंग आपण ट्रीटमेंट देऊ शकतो. राईट. दॅट इज वन थिंग विच इज फॉर शुअर की हे तुम्ही बघायला पाहिजे. त्याची डॉक्युमेंटेशन चेक करा. तुम्हाला सापडलं तर मलाही सांगा की हे असं आहे. राईट. स्टील सिलेबस मधच्या दृष्टीने तुम्ही ते नाही म्हटलं, सिम्पली असं सांगितलं तरी चालेल. हा नॉर्मल फॉर्म आहे. मी दोन्ही दिले तिथं. राईट. दोन्ही सांगितलेत मी, तर तुम्ही कुठलाही एक सांगितला हरकत नाही. हे डॉक्युमेंटेशन मिळालेत मला काही ठिकाणी आणि हेही आहेत. So those are, this is about differences in between, and this is all about function overloading and function overriding. आता one more thing which is remaining from polymorphism is operator overloading, जे आपण एक 2 लेक्चर पुढचे ऑपरेटर ओव्हरलोडिंगच घेणार आहे. टिल देन हे इथपर्यंत कंप्लीट झाले अबाउट फंक्शन ओव्हरलोडिंग अँड ऑल ओव्हरराइडिंग. I'm going to stop recording and then we'll see if you have problem in it, then we'll sort it out, right?